discovered that I couldn't use my 4-jaw chuck to re-chuck this on with because the small hole, the longest one, drifted off a little bit, so it wasn't perfectly parallel to the outside surfaces. And if I lined it up square here, it was cockeyed here. So what I'm going to have to do is use a jam chuck. And this is one I used for making these PepperMills before I had the 3-jaw chuck. I had to shim it up with some tape because of the weather conditions. When it gets dry, the thing shrinks. When it gets real moist out, it expands, and right now it happens to have shrunk. So in order to get a good tight fit, I had to shim it up with some tape. But this is just threaded on the back, and it screws right on to my headstock. Let's get it all the way up, and then it's just a matter of jamming this on good and tight, and then bringing the headstock up and cranking my cone shape into the hole, and it'll offset it a little bit so that it turns parallel to the holes. And when I finish, the outside will be parallel to the inside. I may have to shape up the back end a little bit. We'll see how it comes out and when that's all said and done. Okay, I'll bring my tool rest up. I'll be roughing this down with my 3/4 inch roughing gouge. So I want to get this about as close here as I can. And I'm going to parallel it to the beds of the lathe, since this is going to be running a little crooked. And we'll make sure it's not hitting anything. Turn it on. I think I'll start off with a slow speed until I get it a little bit trued up. Okay, now it's around. I'm going to check my drawing and see what size I have to turn the cylinder down to. We need to be at 2 3/4 inch diameter, and we're a little over. We're almost there, very close. So I'll just keep getting her turned down until we get to that diameter. Be it. Okay, looks good. Okay, consulting my drawing, the bottom edge is going to be 2 3/4. Then we're going to go up 1 3/4 inches. And then from there we're going to go up 4 1/2. And from there we're going to go up 5 7/8. So I'll make my circles at those spots. And the next one at 1 3/4 has to be 2 1/2. Okay, I got my little smaller one because the other one didn't fit in the small groove I'm cutting here. So got a ways to go with that yet. That should be it. Okay, and the next one is going to be 1 3/4. And I can kind of use these others as a guide. I know it has to be lower than that, so I can get myself fairly close. That should be about it. Yeah, that's it. Okay, the last one goes back up to 2 inches. I think that's going to be it. Yep, that's it. Okay, so that pretty well sets my depth marks. And so I know I have to taper this down to there and then make my curve up like that, and at the end is going to be a cove. So we'll get started on that. I'm going to be using the 3/8 inch spindle gouge for most of this. Maybe go to a smaller one when I want to get some of the detail in there, but I'll get started on it. Okay, I'm going to switch to my 1/4 inch spindle gouge and just round that edge over. And 3/8 and start removing quite a bit of wood come off of this area. Move my tool rest over a bit.